Cam Carter.
Okay. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back, man. I'm back, man. Another episode of This Talent Has No Division, man. I told y'all we was gonna bring y'all this thing on a weekly basis, man. We're trying to be as consistent as possible with this, man. As this is what I love to do, man. This episode is actually a little bit special, man. We're gonna get into that a little later. Um, as I stated before in the first one, for those who may not have caught the first episode, The Talent Has No Division, this is definitely something new. I am Cordell, the owner of Highly Underrated Sports, and I wanted to do something, kind of bring it back to the small schools, man. Focus on the small schools, like the school I played at, small colleges, man, the small college, and then also we want to also, give back, give game, man, help others to get into schools, to do things, just give advice, just do our thing on this platform, man. So, this is not the highly underrated sports podcast. We still have the Highly Underrated Sports Podcast. We're still doing that. Shout out to my boys, Hose and Miguel. The holidays just passed, obviously. So yeah, we're gonna be getting back to that. We had took a mid-season break, but we'll be getting back to that next week. So we'll be dropping content for the podcast where we cover a wide range of sports. Soon. This is strictly small school stuff right here. And even high school, a little bit of high school stuff like that, man. This talent has no division, man. That's what we doing with this thing, man. So y'all already know, man. Um, y'all know I like to get right into it. So that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna jump into it. But y'all know, I cannot start this show without giving a shout out to our sponsor, man. What's poppin' popcorn, man. Y'all already know, man. Y'all could go ahead if you're a popcorn lover like ourselves, man, the show, myself, man, love popcorn. My household, we love popcorn, bro. Go ahead and check out what's poppin' Vegas, man. Website what's poppin' Vegas, WHAZPOPPIN Vegas, as you see on the screen. Man, they got a wide range of popcorn selections, man. They got everything, all kind of flavors, man. And if you're not in Vegas, yes, the company is based out of Vegas, but if you're not in Vegas, don't worry. You can still order. They have shipping. And one thing that's so that's special about what's popping is when you put your order in your cart, man, that price you see is the price you pay. That's with shipping included, man. So you can be all the way in Missouri. You can get that what's popping, man. They got a bunch of flavors, a bunch of bundles. You can get the large. You can get all kind of sizes and flavors, man. So go on there, man. Check it out. Y'all orders in, get y'all popcorn, man. If you old school like my boy Miguel, man, and you like to do it the old fashioned way, you want to call your orders in, you can call the owner herself, Jen Jen, at 331-218-9304. Again, that is 331-218-9304. Tell her how the underrated sports sent you, man, and you will definitely be taken care of, baby. So yes, sir, man. Let's get into this thing, man. I'm excited this week. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm excited this week, man. This week is special to me, man. So y'all know last week we dropped the episode uh titled Why Small School Athletes D3, D2, NAIA are better than D1 athletes. This week doing something different, man. I got it's a segment, man. It's a little I wouldn't even call it a segment, man. It's a movement that we starting, man. It's called Free Game Fridays, man. As y'all can see, this episode dropped Friday. So Free Game Friday, man. What we like to do on Free Game Fridays, man, we like to give away some game. Like I said, I played college football. I played at a small school. Things I kind of explained some of my story on the last episode, but things kind of didn't go my way. I was one of the best in my area. Uh, kind of ran into some issues with my coach, and not personal issues, but what things that he didn't do, and I failed to get the offers that I was looking for. So, but you can go back to the episode, man, check that out. And I may do an episode later on or just about my journey in general. But yeah, man. So what I feel like I feel like my journey wasn't specifically for me. It was way bigger than me. It was for me to go through it so other people won't have to. You know what I mean? So it's to gain that knowledge and to come back and help others, man, help them get to where they want to go and things like that, man. So Free Game Fridays will be based on strictly on information that can be given out to help, man, to help either our young athletes, our youth, our high school guys. college guys, or whoever, man. It's just gonna be some free game we giving away, man. And so, and we ain't gonna stay too long. Obviously, we don't do that on Talent Has No Division, man. With Highly Underrated Sports Podcast, we gonna go on there. You feel me? So if you're looking for that, go and check out the podcast, the Highly Underrated Sports Podcast. But for this free game Friday, man, the title of this episode, man, is 5 tips. 5 tips on getting recruited. So for all my high school athletes, man, my youth athletes, my parents out there that may be checking this out, man, got a kid playing sports, or even just no got a nephew or anybody that they know that's playing sports, man. You want to definitely tune in. You want to share this, man. You want to get your people tapped in, man, because I'm gonna give y'all 5 tips, 5 exclusive tips on getting recruited, man. And I promise you, these tips will help you to get recruited and and get to go play some ball on the next level or do what you do on the next level for sure. So yeah, let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. So the first tip, man, the first tip I got, man, for tip one is grades. Now, I can count on both of my hands how many times I've seen athletes, phenomenal athletes, man, like all world athletes, but their grades are terrible, right? So what that means is, yeah, you're gonna dominate here on this high school level, and you could be good here, but they're gonna let you play because they're more lenient on the GPA restrictions and being eligible and ineligible. But as far as the next level, you're not gonna get no offers, bro. You're not getting scholar. You have to have a certain GPA, man, to even get a scholarship offer, and that's what a lot of people don't know, or a lot of kids fail to realize. Like, yes, you can be good at a sport, but if you want to get that offer that you're looking for, if you want any college to take a look at you or take some time out to do anything with you, man, your grades have to be on point. Now, to get a scholarship, you have to have a certain GPA. Now, what happens if you don't? If your grades aren't good, and you're not putting that, because I feel like the only way you fail in high school for real is if you don't try. If you're trying, you're gonna find teachers that's gonna help you. All the answers are right in front of you. It's easy to learn. You can get with your friends. You can get a tutor. However you feel you need to do it, you can do it and get the job done in high school, man. It's easy. People are there to help you, man, for the most part. And if they're not, then you need to seek, some outside help. Let somebody know. Let your parents know at home. Let somebody know what's going on. So uh you want to keep it in most schools. You got to have a certain GPA, like a 2.0, to even be eligible to compete in your sport at the high school level. So what you want to make sure your grades are as good as they can possibly be. Honor roll, high honor roll, straight A's, all of that, man. All of that will only help you get to where you're trying to go. Now, uh, next tip, number two. So number one, don't forget that grades. That is most important because you cannot forget the fact that you are a student athlete, student first, and that's on in the high school level, youth all the way to college. You are a student first, and they take it serious on each level. Trust me, I've been there. Each level takes it serious. So let's just make sure them grades are on point. Number two, the highlight tape. Now, for me, uh, I've played and I've also coached. I know a lot of coaches. I've been around coaches, and when I was in college, you feel me, I was around a lot of my college coaches who were recruiters as well, and I have a lot of friends right now that recruit and things like that. That try to get their kids recruited, that they coach, and all of that, right? So, one thing I can tell you about this highlight tape. Now, listen in closely on this one because I've been dying to push this information out. Now, the key to a good highlight tape, obviously, you have to have the plays, right? No matter, and this is for all sports, no matter where you play basketball, football, baseball, soccer, any sport, volleyball, whatever you do, um, this video will help you. So you want to make sure that you got your good footage, right? But see, the biggest mistake I've noticed on these highlight tapes is kids, because you guys have access to Huddle now, or your kids have access to Huddle now, which means that they can go on there and they can break the film down themselves and put together their own tape. their own highlight tape and do their own thing, and they don't really need too much of the coach's help. Now, you do have some great coaches out there. Shout out my boy Hose, who will go through and put highlight tapes together for his players. A lot of coaches won't and don't do that. So the great ones do. Shout out my boy. So what I've noticed, the biggest mistake I've noticed with kids making their own tapes is they try to space out their best plays, like the good plays, the really really good plays. They space them out. They try to put like one in the beginning, one in the middle, and then a couple more in the middle, and then put some more at the end. Like their best play is at the end. Like no, that is the biggest mistake you can make when making a highlight tape. What you have to understand is this: coaches recruiting that are assigned to recruit, they get a ton of film emailed to them. And then they also have a ton of film from guys that were already on their list that they were already looking at prior to the film that has been sent to them. So coaches get a ton of film that the inboxes are flooded with film every offseason, every mid-season and offseason when these tapes are being made. So what you have to understand is that if you have to stand out right away, what is going to separate you from the rest of these tapes? All of your best plays, your best plays need to go at the very beginning of your highlight tape. I'm gonna say that again. Your best plays need to go at the very beginning of your highlight tape. Do not wait. Don't try to space them out, put them in the middle, put them in the end. No, put every single one of your very best plays at the beginning. Like an attention grabber. When you're writing an essay, your teacher will tell you you need an attention grabber. The first, which is within the first few sentences of the paper, you need to grab somebody's attention. You need to give them enough convictions for them. You need to excite them enough, entertain them enough to where they want to continue to read this. It's the same way with this highlight film. You need to show me something good enough for me to want to continue to watch this tape. If you come out and you show me, and let's say you a receiver and you run a 5 yard hitch and you catch the ball and you get tackled right after you catch it, and then the next play you run a 5 yard slant and you catch it and you get maybe another 5 yards and you get tackled, I'm turning the tape off. I'm turning it off. I'm turning it off. Next tape, next. But if you show me a tape, you a receiver, and you come out in your first play, you hit somebody nasty, you hit them with a double move, take it to the crib. Next play, you catch a kick return, you take that to the crib. The next play, you take a slant route to the crib. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep on watching. I'm gonna see what this kid got. I'm gonna watch this whole tape and see what's to him because you've separated yourself at that point. So remember this for the last time. This is the best advice I can give you. Put your best plays at the very beginning of your highlight tape. Do not start it off boring. Do not try to wait. No, get them plays in there so that way the coaches can see it and they know what you're about, and they'll be interested in watching your footage. They'll be interested in watching the rest of your tape. Because what you don't want to become one of those guys that got kind of got skipped over. Because like I said, you got to consider the fact that they already have guys that are there, and they're also recruiting other players. And if you're a player that wasn't necessarily on the radar, but you like that school for whatever reason, you definitely want to stand out. You want to give them a reason to watch your tape. You want to give that coach that's watching your tape a reason to pass that tape on to other coaches and a reason to email you back or to call you or reach out to your school or something like that, man. So be on point with these highlight tapes, man, because they are very important. And I know you guys got some good film because y'all send it to us and we see it. So, man, put them best plays at the beginning, man. Number three, that was number two. So we got number one was the grades. Number two was the highlight tape. Number three, your attitude, man. Being a good teammate, just your overall characteristics, man. Being a good teammate, your attitude. Are you coachable? Being coachable. So I'm sure all of my fellow athletes, even my parents that may have kids that are athletes, I'm sure we've all came across that one kid who's really, really good at their sport, but has a terrible attitude. With that comes, so what you guys have to understand with that. you can have now you can follow the first two steps that I gave you perfectly. You have straight A's and an amazing highlight tape with all of your best highlights at the beginning and all of that, right? Best highlights in the world. If you don't get number 3 right, it really won't matter. So what you guys have to understand is that you cannot have a bad attitude or not be a good teammate, or and most importantly, you cannot not be coachable, because a lot of the decisions that college will make on you, whether they want to take a chance on you or not, comes down to the report that they get from your high school coaches, the report that they get from your school, maybe some of your teachers, but most importantly, the coaches that coached you. They're gonna talk to those guys first. So if you got the first two right, and then coach says, "Well, I mean, he's really good, but he's not coachable," or "She's really good, but she's not coachable. She does her own thing, and it works for him or her at this point, but when we try to run what we need to run for the team, they don't do it." Or when I say something to them, they get an attitude and yell, or they're not coachable. They don't get along with the other players and things like that. Hey, one bad apple can spoil the bunch. So one thing we have to understand is that these colleges don't need us. They don't need us. They want us, but they don't need us, So, hey, okay, cool. So he's not coachable. I'm not gonna take the chance on this kid. Who else do you have? You know what I mean? Or cool, next. I'm moving on to the next school. So you have to make sure that you are coachable. You keep a good attitude. You are a good sportsman. You love the game, right? If you love the game that you're playing, then yes, you mean you want to help other people be better. So if you can help others get better and others be better, you already winning, man. So if you got if you have teachers and coaches uh giving you praising your off the on the field and off the field behavior, you've already won. You've already won. So you just be a good person. Just be a good person and you won't have anything to worry about, man. That's step 3, man. Being coachable, just being a good person. No bad attitudes, any of that, man. Don't get down on your team. I know some things happen. You may get into an argument here or there with your team, maybe even a coach at times, but just make sure you always come back to the table, fix that, and move on from it. And always be coachable. Listen first. Listen first. Listen first. You feel me? That goes a long way, man, because you got to understand, man, it's a team game. Whatever sport you're playing, unless you're playing some tennis, it's a team game, man. So tennis or golf or something like that, team sports, man. We playing some team sports. Let's be a good teammate. Number four, we coming to the end of this thing. I told y'all, man, we're gonna move fast. Number 4 is playing another sport, being a multi-sport athlete, or being involved in activities or clubs or something like that. Those are good things. So nowadays, the more you do, better your chances, man. The more the better, man. It goes a long way because um college what a lot of college coaches want, they want to see now. I'm gonna put it like this. College is hard. Just even if you go to college to just be a regular student, college is hard. It's a lot. It's a big responsibility. And you're on your own. You don't have parents to push you. To you know what I mean, to push you to make sure I mean, they can call, but they're not there with you every day. So I've seen a ton of kids go to college and do it their way, and they only there for one semester. By the Christmas break, you don't see them again after Christmas break. You don't want to be one of those people, right? So what I'm saying with that is when you coaches want to know that you can balance more than one thing, right? Because when you get to college, like I said, it's already hard, but when you play a sport in college, it's even harder. You don't really have time to do anything but your sport in school, because you have morning practices, you have class, you have afternoon practices, you got study table, you got all kind of stuff. Your days are jam packed. You have to be able to manage that, right? And so coaches want to see athletes do multiple things, whether they play football and run track, or do football and basketball, or whatever, or football and chess club, or whatever the case may be. If you are involved in multiple things, it shows that you can control, you can maintain that balance. You can control, you can still be a good student and you can also be a good athlete and or whatever club or activity you're involved in. So the more the better, man. And then it's also fun to do multiple things because it just keeps you busy. And you want to stay busy because I'm telling you, when you get to college, you're gonna be extremely, extremely, extremely busy. I'll give you a rundown on one of my days when I was a freshman. We had morning lifting. That was about 5 a.m., 5:30. 5:30 in the morning, morning lifting. I had 8 o'clock class, 8 in the morning. So I had classes go from like 8 through like, I'll say like 2 or 3, right? PM, but that's spaced out in between that time. You're not straight in class from, you know, that whole time, but you may be if that's how your classes are set up. And then like I'm gonna give you my long day. So then I'll go to class and I'll be done with class probably around like maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. I got like a minute or two to come chill for a second in my dorm room. Then I gotta head over to the facilities because we got practice at 3:30. So you got to go early to make sure you get your stuff out the laundry and put it on and go ahead and get out there and get warmed up for practice. Sometimes you got pre-practice. Practice is over about 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's when you go to dinner. Now, if you could make it, because you still got to go back and change and then try to walk to the cafeteria. And now if you got night classes start at 7. And night classes are long. They're from like 7 to 9 or 7 to 8:30. So then you got to hurry up and get you either try to eat real fast or take a to go box and go to night class. And that's not over till 8:39. That's your whole day. That's your whole day. You know what I mean? So the more you do, the better, and it'll also prepare you for when you get to that point. You know what I mean? To where you're ready, where you're in college. So it'll be a little bit easier for you to juggle your time, man. So do more. Do more. Coaches love it. Trust me, they love it. A lot of the time, I'm telling you, if you're just a one sport athlete and you're only doing one thing, they'll pass on you and take the person who's not as good but does a little bit more because they know they can handle the workload. Trust me. Number 5, the fifth and final tip, man, to getting recruited. Communication. You have to be able to communicate, man. Communicate. Do not just because so you may love a school. Let's say you love Aurora University, or no, I won't even use Aurora University. Let's say you love um Jackson State. We'll say Jackson State. You love Jackson State and you want to go there. Jackson State didn't recruit you. That's okay. Just because you haven't gotten an offer from the school that you want to go to, that doesn't mean they're not interested in you. They may have just not been aware. They may not been they just may not know about you just yet. You know what I mean? So that's okay. Don't be afraid to reach out though. Don't be afraid to reach out. Every college has coaches' phone numbers and emails on the school's website. You can find all of the contact information you need for whatever person you want to reach out to through the school's website. Don't be afraid to go on there, get the coach's email address, put together a nice little cover sheet explaining, some information about you, explaining, giving some background information on yourself, things you're involved in. Put together something nice. And if you need a little help, I'm sure you can ask one of your teachers at your school. If not, hey, email us, man. DM us, Highly Underrated Sports. I'll help you. We'll help you put together a nice cover sheet to send out to these schools, man. And then attach your film with that. Send your film and a cover letter to these coaches, man. And yeah, and then they'll see you. You know what I mean? So they could they probably aren't even recruiting in your area. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that they're not interested in you. They just haven't saw you yet. So you send that off, and then they're like, oh wait, hold on, this kid is everything we need, perfect fit. You know, and don't be afraid if they don't. Let's say a week or two goes by, don't be afraid to follow up. Follow up. Hit them with a follow up email. Hey, coach, I was just following up. I sent some of my film over 2 weeks ago. I'm extremely interested in going to your school. I'm just following up. Do that. Don't. Hey, you got to go after what you want, man. Closed mouths don't get fed. Don't be afraid. You can pick up the phone and call too if you want to call. The phone numbers are there. Hey, leave a message. Them knowing that you're interested, I'm sure they'll take an interest to you. If your tape is right, your grades are right, everything is right, I'm sure that you can get there's so many colleges out here, man. I'm telling you. And all of them have, for the most part, have athletics. There's so many schools out here. You do not forget those Power Five schools. There are so many schools out here. And then they I'm sure they offer think about something else you may want to do outside of sports. Find that and then find a school that has best programs in that field. See if they have you play football, see if they got a football team. Or find one that does. Same with basketball, whatever. There's so many colleges out here. So many. Trust me, if you follow these steps, somebody will take a chance on you. They're gonna want you. Your tape is right, your grades are right, communication skills, you're a good person, you balancing, you got multiple things going on. I'm telling you, somebody will take a chance. Do not worry about D1 or not. No. You're gonna play the same level of competition no matter what tier you go to, D1, D2, D3, NAIA. The competition does not change. There's so many schools out here, all of them have full rosters. Everybody can't go D1. I told y'all that last week, man. So remember these 5 steps, and I'm telling you, they will help you. Number 1, we got the grades. Grades got to be on point. Number 2, that highlight tape. Make sure y'all doing right by that highlight tape. Those best plays go at the beginning. I'll say that as many times as I can. The best plays need to go at the very beginning. Number 3, being a good person, man, keeping a good attitude, being coachable. Number 4, playing multiple sports or being involved in multiple things within your school or your community. That's important, trust me. And number 5, communicating, reaching out to these schools. If you want it, go for it. If you want it, go for it. I'm telling you, you will get some responses. The first school may not respond, but the second one will. You know what I mean? It's too many schools out here for them not to respond, man. So just stick to those things. But I promise you, you will definitely see some success within this recruiting trip, man. I'm telling you, this journey it's exciting, man. Trust me, I've been through it. It's extremely exciting. And then you guys have, I'm telling you, man, you athletes that are out there now, man, you guys have the advantage because you guys have huddle. You don't need coaches to make the tapes for you and send them for you. You guys have the ability to go in there and make your own highlight tape, save it to your phone, save it to your computer, and you can send that out to as many people as you want. You putting that on social media and all that anyway, and start sending it out to these coaches. Start sending it out with a nice cover letter of who you are, what you about, why you want to attend the school, and all of that, man. And just you'll start receiving responses, man. Coaches love that. If you follow, I'm telling you, if you follow some of these coaches, some of these college programs online, I mean on social media, they ask for film. They ask guys to send film and girls to send film. Send film because they're recruiting and they want the best. They want people who want to be there. So if you want to be there, you're already a leg up, man. You feel me? Follow them 5 steps, man. If y'all want any more of this, hey, we're always here to help. You can catch us at Highly Underrated Sports on all social media platforms. You can catch us at www.highlyunderratedsports.com on the website. On the website, you got all our email addresses on the website, man. If you want to reach out personally, you could DM us, email us, however you want to do it. We're always here to help, man. So yeah, just wanted to drop that, man, for the free game Friday, man. That was some free game. That's some good game. So make sure y'all pass that along, man. Tag people, comment, subscribe, share, whatever y'all need to do, man. Let's get this out. Let's keep going. Let's stay motivated, man. And let's keep God first. I'm telling y'all, man, these dreams are real, man. No matter what it looks like at the beginning, keep going. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. It will grow. Perfect your craft. People grow with you, man. I love the fact that people grow with this brand. I've had this brand going since 2019. So many people have come across it that it's amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful, man. So thank y'all. Man, God bless y'all, man. Let's keep this going, man. Next week, we're going to come with some more heat, man. We're going to come with the next free game Friday. I'm telling you, it is a must watch. Y'all going to need this because this information will be key because if you do all 5 of these steps right, but if you do what I'm going to give y'all on the next one wrong, it's over. Not just for one school, for all your opportunities. It could be over. You feel me? So thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. We out.